Hello. Are you visible this week is the question of the day. And before we talk about how to be consistently visible and why, and what are the things you can do to help you this week to make that in place, let's dive in our books. Let's go there. And if you don't have your book yet, grab it. The links are in the description. I'm going to go with, this one. Are you Angelique? An unfamiliar voice pulls me back from my grocery list. I look up, slightly puzzled. Yes, that's me. How can I help you? I reply, trying to place the familiar stranger. Well, you don't know me, but I know you from your video on the 8 ways to eat avocados. My son, who's a notorious picky eater, now loves them thanks to you, the stranger exclaims, her eyes shining with gratitude. Do you mean the video I posted about 2 weeks ago on my Facebook page called Angélique Cuisine? Yes, exactly that one, she confirms with a big smile. That video was my debut into the world of live social media, an experience as daunting as it was exhilarating. I remember sitting on my living room floor, propping my phone against a bookshelf, clutching a pen in one hand and a giant notebook in the other. I hit go live, and in an instant, I was very visible. I had a goal to stay live for 20 minutes, even if no one showed up to watch. I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew what I wanted to say. I wanted to teach people how to enjoy avocados. So, not paying attention to how many people were watching or any of the comments, I talked about it and drew out the 8 ways to enjoy avocados, pouring my enthusiasm into each stroke of my pen. When the live was over, I logged out. I didn't pay attention to any of the engagement on the post until the next day. So it was a complete shock to me when I realized that nobody watched the video, but 2 weeks later, I was confronted with the impact of that very video. It was a profound moment, one that really shifted my perception of social media metrics entirely. Until then, I had hung up on likes, shares, and comments, the visible markers of engagement that everyone told me mattered. They matter, but not as much as having passion and conviction behind what you're posting. This encounter at the grocery store taught me that there is a real impact in showing up consistently and sharing your message. So that's the word consistency. Today, I want to address consistency. How do you get consistent with social media posting? And I really want you to tell me when you watch a replay or if you pop in live, tell me what consistency means to you. And then I'm going to share a few tips for you to think about and put in place this week because it's Monday. And my intention behind this, reading and the fact that we're talking about being visible consistently, what it comes to being consistent, it's beyond the number of posts that you're going to be posting. So let me have a sip of coffee. So the book is still, I think, 90 cents on Amazon and $5 for the paperback. And so I just want to give you a little update. So the book was born last Tuesday, which is what, 6 days ago? And until last night, I believe we had 161 or 171 books sold on Amazon. We have amazing reviews, and I get, conversation with some of you who are, telling me where you at in the book. Some of you are posting you and the book and doing some reviews of the book live. I just love it. I want you to know this. This is why I'm here today again, because I really want to continue that movement going. So consistency, let's do this one. Consistency, when I say it's beyond the number of post, it starts with a decision, right? But that decision is going to arouse your nervous system, especially if you've been consistent and drop the ball, then start again. So you have a lot of go and start, stop, or simply no showing up, right? So the first thing with consistency is actually nervous system regulation. Because on days that you say, I should put it here, when you decide that you want to be consistent, that means you're going to be consistently seen, consistently heard, and consistently offering people to work with you, right? So that means you're going to be successful. And that's the part that we don't talk enough. We talk about the fear of failure and stuff like that, but behind the fear of failure, I think there is the fear of success. And then the more you show up, and when I say show up, it's not just about the post, right? Although it's key. If you want people to know about you, about what you offer, your offers, and not only to know, but to remember, you got to show up. So when I first started in marketing, maybe 10 or 11 years ago, it used to be up to seven. It used to take up to 7 times before people would do anything with your post. Now, I believe it's around 21, I even saw 30 times, because now the marketplace online is there are more and more people on social media, on platforms, right, online. So there are more people, more information coming at us. So in order for people to stop the scroll, it takes up to 21 times where you repeat kind of the same thing. Marketing is repetition. Marketing is repetition. It's one of the topic of my workshop, the 5 truths you can ignore about social media. You got to repeat, because don't even think a second that people are gonna remember about what you just told them, unless they're like really, really, they've been following you for a long time, and they're really the trust is here, and they don't want to miss a piece or a beat. But even if you don't want to miss a piece or a beat, there is life happens, right? We have a life. We have also online life, but also the life behind the scene where some days you miss, right? And that's okay. That's also a piece of the puzzle. So the first step to consistency is nervous system regulation. And I'm going to show you what I do myself every day or most of the day of the week to keep regulated. Because if you start believing your mind, as soon as you decide to become visible, your mind is going to serve you all kind of thoughts to keep you from being visible. Because as soon as you change and you become the next version of yourself, the woman who invites regularly people to learn more about her programs, the woman who invites people to work with her, the woman who say more of who she is, share a little bit more about her storytelling, share a little more about her clients' wins, then your nervous system is going to panic, because it's outside, the famous expression, outside of your comfort zone. Everything you want in your business, in your visibility, in your life, it's outside that zone of comfort, right? And then your mind and your body and your nervous system feel safe when we're the same. So as soon as you want to change, boop, for sure, it's going to arouse your nervous system. So our job is to be regulated so that we can use our brain, the part of the brain who makes our decisions and new choices. So I'm going to share with you what I do. And I really want to hear from you in the comments. Facebook doesn't give me any comments right now. So I don't know if it's because it's early in the morning here in Atlantic Canada, or sometimes the comments don't show up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure. So that's something you need to know. If you do Facebook Lives, so right now we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, if you do Facebook Lives, depending on where your settings are, sometimes Facebook puts you on only me. That means you're broadcasting to yourself. So I see that it's not only me, but it's only friends. So I like to put it on public because some of you are not friends of mine, but you still follow me on my Facebook creator. So here we go. We should be now public in there. Perfect. So one of the things I use is tapping. That's a practice that I introduced into my life maybe 2 years ago, or no, more than that, 3 or 4 years ago. And basically what it helps you to do is, instead of saying in your head, you bring back you bring back yourself in your body, because the key with us is to be able to feel our emotions, and emotions are the language of the body. The thoughts are the language of our mind, and the emotions are in our body. Those are results of transactions that are going on with our nervous system and chemicals and stuff in our body. So if you stay in your head, then you build a life in your head, and then you completely ignore the emotions of your body. And that's a lot of burnout, a lot of forcing, a lot of pushing, which is not fun to live in. So in my world at Social Media Love, when you work your online visibility, we start with, where do you feel it in your body? Like, how does it feel to be visible? That's the first question. How does it feel to be visible today? So if you close your eyes for a second, how does it feel to be visible this week? Because we are here to talk about how consistent you're going to be this week. Okay. So the first thing is key is to acknowledge how you feel about being consistent this week. So let's do it together. Take a deep breath in and exhale, and start to scan your body. So maybe you feel some tightness, maybe you feel some, neck squeaking, maybe you feel, wherever it is in your body, it is how it is. It means that it's an expression of how it feels for you to be that emotion that generates the idea of being visible. And that's completely normal, completely normal. And there is a way to make that emotions, if it's a disempowering emotions, to let it move. The first thing is to feel it and not to ignore it. So you feel it, you don't question it, you welcome it, and you feel it for the time, how long you need to feel it without judging it. And then you can, I'll show you the tapping that we do. But the first thing is to acknowledge how you feel about being consistent this week, right? So if you're watching the replay, tell me, when you close your eyes, where did you feel something in your body? When I say you're going to be consistent, if you say to yourself, I am going to be consistent this week, how do you feel it? So I feel it here. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting that, I'm feeling this. Like, and I'm like, okay, so I'm going to breathe through it. So I'm going to show you exactly what I do. You can keep your eyes open, but then maybe you're not new at tapping, so you can just close your eyes and just follow the sound of my voice. So usually when we tap, we start here. And then you can do something like first you take deep breath, I'm going to keep my eyes open to guide you. And then what you're going to do is repeat after me. So even though sometimes things can feel hard. Sometimes things can feel hard. Then you're going to say, I deeply and completely love myself. I deeply and completely love myself. Then you're going to say again, even though becoming visible is quite the journey, And you repeat, becoming visible is quite the journey. I deeply and completely accept myself. And you repeat, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm still practicing patience. And you repeat, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And you repeat. So now we're going to start with what we call the point. I'm just going to make it very generic. There is like, I could go very specific, but I'm just going to make it easy for you. I love tapping like with my two hands. Some people tap just with their one hand or with some specific points. For this morning, I just want, I follow what I want, what I feel. So I tap here and you repeat again after me. So if you want to follow my voice, you can close your eyes. If not, you can look. Okay. So, and then you're gonna go like this. This feeling in my body, and you repeat, this feeling in my body. It's just a feeling in my body. I can feel the fear of being visible in my body. It feels like a tension, and you repeat. And it also feels like an excitement, and you breathe in between. And then your collarbones here. I want my body to open. And then the bra line. I want my body to open to my audience online. And then I want to expand so I can generate everything in my capacity. I know how capable I am. I'm ready to feel how capable I am. That original tension in my body is starting to alleviating. My body knows how safe it is to become visible. I'm sensing the gratitude coming up upon me. Gratitude for myself. Don't forget to breathe. Gratitude for the life force that lives within me. I love my life force. Gratitude for my community. I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful to have the power to choose. I can generate anything I desire because I know I am magic. You are magic. Now you can put your hands on your lap and close your eyes for a second if you were eyes open, and then take a deep breath in. Exhale and scan your body again. And see, like compared to the beginning when we were talking about being more consistent online this week, how does it feel now? So, and don't judge it, okay? Maybe you still, so you're gonna do more rounds. So tapping in your body, tapping on your body gently. Those, I don't know if you ever did an acupuncture. Like I used to do a lot of acupuncture when I was quite sick, the beginning of my 20s. So it's basically touching like points on your body that helps you release some energy, realign your, like I'm not an expert, but your chakras and everything. So tap your bodies with the tip of your fingers. And basically, you probably notice that you're less in your head now. You're like, can you feel a buzz in your body? Right? So once you're in your body, that means that you are capable of feeling your emotions. So if visibility felt a little bit of when we first talking about it, then you show your body that it's safe, your nervous system that it's safe to show up this week. So whatever it could look like for you. Are you gonna do a video this week? Are you gonna do an image? Are you gonna invite people to come to an experiment with you? Are you invite people to work with you? Are you gonna send DMs? Like whatever is your plan around social media. So that's your first start to decide and recommit for some of you to your consistency is number one, acknowledge how you feel about it so that you can take the best decisions for this week. Now, the other part is what does consistency means to you? So it doesn't mean, every day. Whatever is your consistency, for me, it's every day. And right now it's more than once a day. But that's me right now. But most of the time, I always say if you can show up at least 3 or 4 times a week, that's awesome, right? And what does that mean to show up? It's basically making sure that you hit all the points of marketing. So making sure that people get to know you. So for example, when you post about who you are as a human, so for example, you're going to see, for me, I always post about my dog because it's part of building my business, it's part of my life, is like always here is. So and people who follow me loves dog, so that's one aspect of knowing me. You see pictures of me on my mountain bike that I've been trying to learn mountain biking for years, so I want to show you that never give up, right? So that's a type of, if you are into sports or if you are into whatever, nature, you see me walking a lot. So those are my personal, posts that helps you and I to connect and to like each other or not. And that's okay. Okay. Not everybody is going to like you. One of my coaches says, you are not pizza, right? So what are the things that you want to share with people about you so that they connect on a personal level? So that's one of the posts of the week, for example. Another post could be, showcasing what you stand for. So when you work with me in the visibility accelerator, we do a full, season on your 7 factor visibility, so that you know how to express, your voice, your ideas, your stories of life, and what you stand for, what you stand against, and the values and all the things. The positioning of your offers and your business. The other thing, so that's kind of what that could be as simple as this. What do you believe in, for example, as a business owner, right? Why you do what you do, and how in your industry, where does it stand, and what you do, what you do, right? So for me, I really believe, I use entrepreneurship for this, but I really believe that, every woman can get a market share on the internet by using their voice, right? There is room for everybody. I really believe this. And I really believe that we are at a historic time for women to do whatever they want because of the internet. No matter your skin color, no matter your culture, no matter where you live, as long as you have a connection and a deep desire to connect with other people, because to build a business, you got to connect with other people so that they know what you sell, right? And how you can help them. So that's your second post. Like I will invite you to think, okay, what is the post that I could, show what I believe in, right? And then when you do that, you start to bring some conviction, and then you start to show up with a certain energy. So don't start to be wondering how I'm gonna do this. I want to be perfect. No, okay, just do it, because there are 365 days in a year. So you can do 365 posts and have a shot each time you make it a little different. The key in all of this is to have fun. How can you make your post with 5% more fun, 5% more levity, and 5% more love. Okay? Because it's not about you, it's about how you're going to ignite that fire in someone on the other side of the screen. And today they were supposed to do this. And because they were done, they were like, enough of this. I'm done. I'm lost. And then because they see you, hear you, they can say, oh, I'm going to give it one more shot because the girl here said this. I'm going to try it again. And then boom. Like, believe me or not, that most of my coaches that I hired, like, it was because I was hearing them day after day online first, right? And then each time they put something in their videos or post that got me going to the point that I was ready to buy from them. Okay. So it's the same with your own clients. You are changing lives. That's it. So you can choose not to use social media. It's fine. There is many ways to promote your business without social media. But if you choose to use social media, then show up, right? Because once you start to raise a family online, they count on you. You become part of their life. It is not a fluff thing. It's a real thing. And I love that we are in an era where we have those tools that are freaking free. You have to pay. Well, even if you cannot pay for your phone line or stuff like that. You could have a Wi-Fi. Even that, we have Wi-Fi. We can connect everywhere when you're traveling and stuff. It's very difficult not to be able to connect, right? We have so many tools. Right? So that's consistency. And then the third type of post that I would encourage you to do this week, if you go with 4 a week for this week, is kind of how people can trust you, especially if they're new to your world. So it's either you could demonstrate some proof of your work. It could be like, for example, I have a client this week who did a workshop, like a large workshop. So she took photos of her large workshops and she's going to post it on social media, showing that she actually does the work that she says she does, right? So, and then you could share testimonials. You could bring a client online with you to share experience of how working together changed her life or her business. There's many ways. It could be like formal ways or behind the scene ways, just to show you in action. Maybe you're preparing a workshop or you're preparing a document for your clients. You can show a picture of you writing your stuff on Canva, right? Whatever. So proof of work. And then the post that you cannot forget is the one that say, hey, I have, this week I'm inviting you to this program. I'm inviting you to this. So for me this week, I'm inviting you to grab the book, because that book is really going to help you become more visible, because you're going to become visible to yourself first, right? That the piece of the puzzle that I didn't know when I started. And it starts within. There is no question. It starts within. Every time you don't show up because you say you don't have time this week, you feel tired this week, it's because of a fear of rejection or of a fear of some kind. That's why we scan our body, right? Because how do you do when you're so busy? There are weeks we're more busy. Believe me, like in the last 2 weeks, I did a TEDx, I launched my book, I had an event to organize, and I had a family, and I had me, right? So how do you do? There is ways you can do it kind of in easier. Like you don't have to first you have to remove the idea that your posts have to be perfect. What about you showcase people that you're super busy, but you're thinking of them. And one thing in that busyness that you learned this week is this, a piece of wisdom, right? And then if you want to have a call to action, what is keeping you busy this week the most? And then you get to know your audience. Maybe some of them are getting into the graduation mode of their family. Maybe they're, launching a program, whatever. But use whatever environment you are in right now, if you don't have time to do the full post that you want to do, to kind of showcase your real things and connect on that level. you know, but don't let that stop you showing up for your audience, because guess what, your audience is as busy as you are, right? So this is, one of the things. And again, start always by how you feel, right? So that's why we did the tapping. If you're just watching now, at the beginning of this video, there is a tapping session that I do most of every day before I start my day, to make sure that I feel all the feels in my body, to make sure that I acknowledge those fears and then make them move, because emotions are energy in motion. So once you feel something, feel it for as long as you need to feel it, and then let them go. Okay. And then you can take the next action. So I think I gave you like the 4 type of pose that could help you be consistent this week. But the most important part is to first have your nervous system completely regulated, right? Because there is nothing you can do under pressure or under like when you feel constricted or suppressed emotions. You can do it, don't get me wrong, but you burn out. You can push through, no problem. We're very good at this as women. And then I did burnout as well, right? So we do burnout as soon as we stop listening to our body, right? This is the key in your visibility, to be in touch with your body. So now, um, hello, I'm going to say hello. I see we're a bunch here. That's so cool, so cool. Is there any question? If there any question you have for me, put them in the comments. And also, I'm going to do it again because I really want to talk to you. I'm going to put that, there is a link if you want to come with me and ask me question. I'm going to keep doing this for a while because I put that in my calendar. So, and I really want to hear you. The other thing I wanted to say is that when you hit a page or a chapter or a sentence or a word that really resonates with you, I would love for you to tell me. So you could use the DM, you could use an email, you could use even sharing the post on social media with maybe something that you really hit you, whatever way you feels better for you. Because, I wrote that book for all the women who really are passionate about their mission. And they know that the day they die, they're going to look back and say, I've done it. And now my time is done and it's in your hands. I've done that chunk of the path, and then they know that their voice can go beyond where it's going right now. So that's why it's really important for me when I wrote it, on the days and nights where you're alone on your chair and write the lines and you're like, oh my God, is it really worthy that I write this? When your mind is starting to make you doubt. And then I had to do some more breathing exercise and remind myself why I do what I do. It was really what was in the back of my mind. I'm picturing all of you reading the book, and there is a page that's really going to hit you for whatever reason, because maybe past experiences, maybe a feeling you felt before that you forgot, or maybe you're going to reconnect with one of your dreams, the deepest dream that you forgot because life is busy, right? So if you want to make my day, tell me, because this is kind of so juicy for someone who, gets very vulnerable, put stuff out there, to see how it lands on you. And it's going to land differently for everybody. Some of you probably gonna say, well, that's didn't really bring anything to me. Or some of you are really like, wow, that was game changer. And that's okay, because we each are on our own path, and it's gonna hit you at different levels, right? Based on where you at and how open you are to new possibilities. So I hope it helps to go through how can you be more visible this week, because it all starts by choosing, number one. Then after that, feeling it. How do you feel about this week being more consistent, no matter what is going on in life, right? If you are one of those who decided to start a community online, see that community as your family. They are your kids, and you got to feed the kids, right? So, and how can you make it more fun, less tiring, and still very strategic, right? So, remember something else I want to tell you, some people don't know you at all, right? So, that's why it's really important to keep doing those posts about who you are as a woman, right? And then you have people who've been following you. Hi, Norche. Some people have been following you for a long time, and maybe this week they're ready to buy from you. So you got to invite people to buy from you today. Like I like to say now, every day, sell something every day. And it doesn't mean that it's like buy my stuff, like I'm doing right now. Like I'm like, buy my book, because I know it can change your life. So buy my book, right? But it could be as simple as, hey, I've never talked about the program I have, and I want to tell you this week that I'm going to do a Q&A session live on Facebook, and I'm going to tell you what my program is about, who is it for, and how it works. And I'll invite you to join me if it speaks to you, if it resonates with you, because people don't know what you sell until you tell them, right? So that fourth type of post I gave you today is really important. Okay, I see a bunch of comments. Let me bring you on the screen. Norche, your book and our interview have helped me kickstart my book writing. This is beautiful. Oh my God, I cannot wait to read the book, Norche. This is so cool. And then Eleanor, good morning. It's the beginning of a new week, and it's great to see you live online at the beginning of the day this week too. Love how you share exactly what you do daily. Thank you, Eleanor. Thank you. Well, yeah, because I find, and I was that person, that when I was following someone who, I felt attracted to that person because of what they were saying. I could feel that it could fit my business, it could help my business. I would mystify that person. I would see them on a pedestal, and it felt like they knew it all and that they had the key to the kingdom. When in fact, now I know better, because I've worked with so many coaches that I used to put on a pedestal, but now I see them as my equal, because I know what it takes daily to do the thing we said we want to do, to have to be and to feel. And so that's why I'm like, I want to show you that it's, most of the time it requires to put your butt on the floor and meditate, put your butt on a blanket and do tapping, and put the butt on the chair and write your damn post. Okay, so it's real life. And so I'm glad that if I show you, that it's gonna inspire you to say, okay, she does it. It's not a magic pill, right? It's a thing that you do. In the meantime, it's doing something, but it's learning how to be by feeling. So that's why it's really important to start everything you do on social media, in marketing, in sales, by how you feel. Because if your body feels terrified, then we don't take the right actions, because our cortex is completely blocked. Some part of our brains are in survival mode. And then, so we're gonna probably hide anyway, not do the offer, not do the post, and hide. So that's why, the more you work on your inner visibility, the more your external visibility expand at levels that you don't even imagine, right? So the latest example for me is exactly this, the book. I realize how much all of you in this audience, whether it's on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram, you are here. You are here. I have Pink song in my head. I am here, right? So, that's why I keep going, because you are here, and I'm not gonna drop everything, right? No way. Even if some moment my mind is like, Angelique, this is too big for you. I'm like, you don't listen to your mind. Your mind wants to keep you safe, wants to keep you the same. but your dreams are on the other side of what is the same. Otherwise, what's the point, right? So the book is still at 0.90, and it's $5 for paperback. And we will announce the winners in the group today we had a little fun play called Play Book Launch that was ending last night. So we'll have our announcement in the Facebook group today. And also, this week, I really encourage you, if you haven't yet, there is a meditation that I created to go with the book. That was initially supposed to be part of the book, but when you work on a project, things change, right? You have to learn to change, to be flexible. So I have a beautiful meditation called your seven factor visible guided meditation. And I'm going to put the link. I would really encourage you to grab it because it is a guided meditation that's really going to help you land some posts or some ideas for your content this week. And also going to bring to you and in your body safety around being able to not only acknowledge your ideas, but being able to express them from a place of safety and calm. So where did I put the link? I'm going to put the link in the comments. It's called Seven Factor, all the links. Here we go. And so this week it's $27, and I'm playing with this baby. And so every week it goes up $10 until the end of June. Here we go. So I put the link. Yeah, I think it's here. And I would really encourage you to wear, I don't have them, earphones when you listen to it. So you'll see the link I put, you click the link, you pay the meditation, and then I'll send you directly the file, the audio file, and then put it with earphones and then a blanket. And maybe if you've read the book, you've created your vision corner already. Like there is a section in the book where I show you, if you don't have one yet, how you can create your little corner of wherever you live that is dedicated to envisioning what is possible for you and your business. So that would be the ideal place to listen to that meditation. Now, I thank you so much for being here. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Do you want to come live with me? Because there is still a few minutes and I am here for you. So what do you need the most this week? What do you need the most? That's a big question. What do you need the most to be more visible? What is the thing that comes to mind? You say, okay, what do I need the most this week to be visible consistently? If you choose to be consistent, like 3 times, 4 times every day, whatever is consistency, frequency of posting for you, right? What do you need the most? So if you watch the replay, you can put that in the comments, because I'm going to watch the comments. I'm going to watch the comments after. Eleanor, you say, I love the analogy you use in the book about how we feel aligned in our life by comparing how we feel in our shoes, like the fit of your first pair of roller skates, then your new set, and then a pair of comfy shoes made for walking with ease. I know. Yeah. Yes. And I didn't push the analogy, but I don't know who has bunions, but when you stick with things that are too tight or not exactly fit your feet, then you develop bunions, right? And it hurts. I have one. And so then but it's still okay. So you have to learn how to use your bunions to your advantage, right? You have to buy more shoes more often because, the shape changes. But, and those are kind of our scars in the storytelling, where I think there's a piece as well in the book where I explain that you're not on social media to share your bleeding wounds, but you can share, the wisdom of what happened to you in your life, the stories that shape who you became. I call them our scars, and then the wisdom that it brought to you that allowed you to build the beautiful business that you built. So yeah, thank you for sharing this, Eleonore. I love it. Okay. So on that note, I'm going to wish you an amazing day, and then keep telling me in the comments if you're watching the replay. So and then come to the Facebook group if you want to see. I think most of you are already that are here are in the Facebook group, but I'll go live in the Facebook group today to announce the rewards for our stars, because every action was a star. In the meantime, keep sharing the book for whoever needs to some support to feel visible, and know that feeling, the fear of rejection is a thing on social media, and it has nothing to do with your marketing. And that's, I think, the main message here. And once you know this, you can start working on your inner visibility so that you can keep shining online, and build a community that supports you, that buy from you, that talk about you, and that collaborate. Because that's the thing, like a lot of your community, as they may be clients, potential clients, but also collaborators. And then you can share collaboration with some of the member of your community, and be open to possibilities. That's the thing. Detach from the results, just show up, keep doing your side of the work, and then the magic happens in the community. So I'm going to go now. Thank you so much. And then I'll see you very, very soon. Ciao, ciao.